What I am about to show you is how to get the perfect 90s brutal death metal tone. Like from Sweden and from Florida. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like this is Sweden and this is Florida right here. And then Florida's like, yeah, to Sweden. But they're both awesome. Because, you know, you just can't have one without the other on this setup. So here we go. Okay, now I'm recording. I have in here in Grind Machine 3 EV5150 lead channel. And I'm chugging away. My gate is pretty strong. You'll see why in a minute. Now, I did that because it's a tight amp, and this is mimicking a diesel, which is loaded with speakers, actually, that do really well with 90s metal tones. It's not Celestion Vintage 30s, but it handles things like the Boss HM2 and the Metal Zone a lot better. The higher frequencies don't scratch your ears off as much with those, but it's really bold and it cuts through. So let's start off with this guy. This is the TC Electronics Eyemaster. You'll find that it sounds just like a Boss HM2. So full blast is how they did it in Sweden, all gain, all volume, and the low and high from the Boss HM2 is dime to max internally. But when you try to chug with this, it's not a very tight tone. So if you're a crazy player, you're not going to hear all those notes. So it gets pretty scratchy with that. So we decide to balance it out. We're going to turn on. This is the TC Electronics Fangs. I'm going to turn the gain all the way down on the Eyemaster. And because they're plugged in together into the same chain, I'm going to take the volume down halfway so they fit, because it'll just sound like mud if you have this volume knob and this volume knob, which is already at max. But if they're both at max, it's like, it just doesn't sound right. So in order to retain, you hear that higher chainsaw growl, but then once you turn the Metal Zone pedal on, that growl goes away. That's kind of irritating. I don't like that. So what I did is I took the volume down halfway, and then I did the gain just enough to get a rumble in here. So let me strum it right there. So if it was 0 to 10, I set the gain to 1. Hear that? Now I did all sorts of fiddling with the low and high on the TC Electronics Fangs, which is like a Metal Zone and a Boss Metalcore put in one, to be honest. It's like both of them. Now when I chug like that and play those notes, it's still pretty messy, right? So I'm going to use the gain from the TC Fangs to counteract the messy, sloppy mess from the Eyemaster here. Let's turn this up just a little bit. And that's about as high as I like it. And that way you get a much tighter, more defined sound. Put it down. And I've got the bass and the treble set to match the EQ curve, or to get along with what's dimed internally inside the Eyemaster. If you go any higher than this on the treble, you get a lot of scratchy noises. Any higher in the bass, and then it just gets a little bit too muddy. Don't really like it past there. I leave the middle setting on, what was that? Fat? This is the lower setting, scooped. That sounds cool, actually. That sounds like... But I like the guitar to have a little body, so I'm just going to go back to fat. That way it feels heavier, you know, heavy metal, more death-like. But now we've got a really tight chainsaw sound. I don't even know what I'm playing with. Is that how that Bloodbath song went? Yeah, it was over. I'm just playing all sorts of... I'm trying to think of a really tight lick. So yeah, way tighter playing, sounds a lot better, really great stuff. Hope you enjoyed. Hit like, subscribe, share. I make my own homebrew brand of death metal on this channel. If this little thingy here was helpful, this is like this is my tone, this is my sound. I just showed you my secret recipe. So okay. Maybe I shouldn't have shown you my secret recipe. What if someone steals it? Would someone steal it? I hope not. I mean, who wants this nasty tone anyways? It's filthy and rude and in your face, and it's totally brutal. Yeah. It's not smooth or buttery at all. It's like a centipede with razor blades swirling around inside your eardrums. Whoa. Really dirty, really filthy. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'm just jerking off at this point, so take care. Really quick, what's going on my guitar bus? Got a removal of hiss. I'm not really using the high or low pass filters because my guitar cab's already taking care of that. So without the EQ, with it, I go to 4,555 Hertz, take off 5 gain. Narrow bell curve, as you can see, that always is the sweet spot with me and guitars. And for noise cleanup, that's all I do, really. And I left it on classical because it replaces the signal with harmonics in this particular plugin. So that way you're not sacrificing the bite of those ranges that come from the guitar. But it gets rid of that annoying hiss. Because Audio Assault is awesome. And I'm using their RM2 Waza channel thing here. And I just pumped all the color into it because I'm nuts. I turned this off because this helps it be tighter and it helps it compress to the other tracks. And that's rude. And this is a little studio verb and a compressor at the end that limits it. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this. I guess I'll have to take care of the input or output when I make a song with this eventually. As for what's going on in the actual channel, it is just this gate, grind machine, and then loud max. That's it. That's all I got. And it goes into that guitar bus. Sorry, I'm dicking around a lot on this. This is just a really fun guitar tone I'm messing with here. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm about to make a song with this guitar tone exactly, and it'll be a really awesome song. So, yeah, like it. Hit the like button. And subscribe. Subscribe to iTunes to be. Yeah. Goodbye.